did you in your head size up Floyd? Like, you know what I'm saying? If we was ever, keep it real, boy, keep it real.
I'm never that type of guy.
Hold me back.
Canelo Alvarez has been warned by Floyd Mayweather after practicing with Terence Crawford and working out with him.
Always been happy for him, been a fan of his, and I never imagined us fight.
Yeah.
I never looked at him like, man.
Well, here we go.
In fact, Floyd Mayweather was asked to Terence Crawford and his team's training camp so that they could get better ready for the fight on September 12th. The boxing superstar was asked to not only spar with Terence Crawford, but also watch him spar and train with other people. Aside from that, he gave Crawford tests and tips that will help him win in September. According to a video shared on social media, the two were first seen standing and talking near the ring, with Crawford and his trainers paying close attention to what Mayweather said. The two men were then seen in the boxing ring, where Floyd Mayweather helped Crawford with his defense stances, positioning, footwork, and moves before going into the ring to spar. During their practice, Crawford threw his hands a lot to try to get through Mayweather's defense, which he did very well. As he fought on the back foot and tried to block Floyd's punches, he stopped moving his hands. Floyd Mayweather was asked after their session about Crawford's training practice. Crawford is a really good boxer. He's one of the best of his age, and he reminds me of myself and a few of my opponents. I respect that he's hungry and wants to leave a lasting boxing legacy.
I take Floyd Mayweather in his absolute prime, and I take Manny Pacquiao in his absolute prime.
Floyd Mayweather.
Floyd still beats him.
Floyd beat everybody.
You don't believe there's a guy at 140, 147 in the history of boxing that could have beat Floyd in his prime?
It'd be tough. Floyd, man, that boy, man, that's the GOAT, man. That boy bad.
What makes it, I mean, what, because, and I told people, I said, look at Floyd. I said, Floyd, it's not that he trains, I mean, it's his life. And from the very beginning, he's like, I want to be the best.
He was also asked if he thought Crawford had what it took to beat Canelo Alvarez. His answer was yes. I've always told you about Canelo. He's an excellent fighter, yet he has flaws. Canelo has flaws, whether he's 23 or 35, and Crawford's technique is designed to exploit them. You saw him in his last fight, and he looked average. He picked Crawford as the winner. Crawford has won this. He already has the tools and knows the secrets.
When I fought Canelo, I was 36, and Canelo was 23, around the same age. Some of these guys won world titles and was undisputed champion. I think, the Tank age, the young low champions. Canelo was 23 with 43 fights and 30 knockouts.
The footage of Crawford and Mayweather produced a lot of buzz online, with fans rushing to comment on how fantastic it was to watch two boxing greats practice together, especially since Crawford had a similar encounter with Andre Ward just before his retirement. Crawford and Floyd's training seemed to be going well. I'm glad Crawford is taking the right moves, and I hope he wins on fight night. A fan stated that Canelo is clearly unprepared for what Crawford has in store for him. A second said that ring is suffering from too much greatness. I believe Crawford would win if there was ever a reason to make this happen. Another added, Crawford must listen to Floyd to beat Canelo. He also wants to hear from Bivol. There's something those guys know that others don't. I believe it is their skill and style, but Crawford simply needs to make this work, really.
And the world said he was inexperienced. I was 36 with 40-something fights. And to tell you the truth, I was over the hill. And so when I fight guys, when I'm in my 30s and they're in their 30s, You know what they say? Oh, this guy all washed up.
Another person commented, "I like how the necessary fighters are giving Terence Crawford the support he needs. I have a feeling he'd finish this task on his own initiative." Big thanks to Floyd Mayweather, who fought Canelo for the World Boxing Council and World Boxing Association light middleweight titles in September 2013. It was the 45th fight of the American's illustrious career, and he was up against the young Mexican, who was facing his most difficult challenge yet. It was viewed as a difficult test for Mayweather going in, but it turned out to be a one-sided affair, with the American winning on points, even though the scorecards had it much closer than most boxing fans thought.
Floyd, what do you think of Canelo's performance against Billy Joe Saunders?
I didn't even see it. What do you fight on the app? You said he fight on the app now, right?
Yeah.
Well, the real fighters fight on Showtime.
The more his legacy grows, the more
Money dominated, to fight from start to finish, using his skills and ability to outperform Canelo over 12 rounds and win by majority decision. Despite being the clear winner at the finish of the fight, Judge C.J. Ross scored 114-114, which surprised those in attendance, including Mayweather. Speaking to Fight Hype, the 47-year-old did not hold back when it came to Canelo's boxing ability, originally summarizing the fight in 3 words: he was nothing. Mayweather went on to share his thoughts on the Mexican's abilities. "You can take someone like Canelo. I will say the truth about Canelo. The stupid was easy, a cakewalk, easy. You are all praising this guy. He was nothing. I was about 40. And I could easily cook this guy."
It's really that they don't want. It's not that they don't want to see Tank win because they feel like it's beating me because I dominated the fight game for so long. But these same writers out here, they praise Canelo. He can pick and choose who he want to fight.
yours grows. Would you agree with that?
Oh, no, Canelo?
Right.
Oh, that's the easy one.
We're gonna try and get
People, a lot of times guys be like, well, I'm bigger. I got a longer reach. I'm a better fighter.
Mayweather quit a few years later, but Canelo remains one of boxing's most recognizable figures, having won world titles at middleweight, super middleweight, and light heavyweight, as well as becoming undisputed in the 168-pound weight class. After losing to Mayweather for the first time, Canelo went on to win 15 straight fights, including world titles at middleweight, super middleweight, and light heavyweight. He now looks to be prepared to compete in another major boxing match, with a fight against fellow pound-for-pound great Crawford scheduled for later this year. Some experts think the weight differential may be too much for Crawford, who will be moving up from 154 pounds to 168 pounds for the bout after just competing once in the super welterweight division.
It's really that they don't want. It's not that they don't want to see Tank win because they feel like it's beating me because I dominated the fight game for so long. But these same writers out here, they praise Canelo. He can pick and choose who he want to fight. And I'm gonna tell you the truth.
Many think that Canelo's natural size will result in a decisive knockout victory over Crawford. Similarly, he met a much smaller opponent, Amir Khan, who had also moved up to divisions for the fight. With that in mind, Mayweather said when asked if he was worried about Canelo's power going into the battle, "Not at all." He then stated in the ring, "It was nothing he hadn't experienced before. After more than 20 years in the sport, I've never felt anything like it." Mayweather's words may boost Crawford's confidence, especially given Canelo's failure to stop his previous 5 opponents. The 34-year-old from Guadalajara, Mexico, currently holds the Unified World Boxing Council, World Boxing Association, and World Boxing Organization 168-pound titles and is expected to defend his title against fellow pound-for-pound superstar Terence Crawford later this year in what could be one of the biggest fights in boxing's long history. Canelo's sole other career loss came in 2022 when he was severely defeated by former WBA light heavyweight champion Dimitri Bivol.
Canelo versus Cole.
Canelo did what he had to do to get the victory.
What do you want next? It seems like that's going to be the fight. Terence Crawford versus Canelo Alvarez, the biggest fight in boxing.
Well, Canelo's the face of boxing. He's the best fighter for Terence Crawford out there. He's the biggest fight for Terence Crawford out there. So that's why Terence Crawford want to take the opportunity to share a ring with another great.
How do you beat him?
You'll see.
It has been nearly 12 years since Canelo Alvarez's first career loss to the legendary Floyd Mayweather. Junior Canelo was only 23 years old when he was given the chance to face boxing's P for P megastar. Quite simply, the money and the chance were too good to pass up. Almost predictably, given his lack of experience at the top level, Alvarez fell short in that blockbuster match at the MGM Grand in Las Vegas back in September 2013.
Come 12.
Everyone's
September.
talking about the weight differences. What's your kind of response to that, Terence?
That's why we fight the fight. So September 12th, we all gonna see if the weight gonna make a difference or not.
Do you want to fight him twice and then retire? Is that kind of the ideal thing for you?
One fight at a time. One fight at a time.
What did you make of, I know you didn't say much on tonight, the effectiveness of William School? He came to, to decision as opposed to win the fight. Would you agree with that?
While one judge scored the fight as a draw, the other to gave Mayweather a comfortable win. Since then, Canelo has certainly thought on that night and what could have been. It's evident that he and many other astute observers felt the chance came too soon for the Mexican legend. At the age of 34, Alvarez is boxing's PPV cash cow, ready for more massive tests following his historic four-fight deal with Turki Alalshik and Riyadh season. The first fight under that deal is a super middleweight title unification against Cuban William Scully in Riyadh on May 3rd, which many see as a warm-up for the big one. An absolute blockbuster against welterweight and super welterweight king Terence Bud Crawford. Canelo versus Crawford would see Bud go up to weight classes for the biggest fight of his career, and it is clearly the biggest match boxing could make right now. It's planned for September if Alvarez takes care of business on May 3rd. In an interview with Mike Core of Ring Magazine, the Guadalajara native confessed that he thinks the night against Mayweather would have been completely different right now. He thinks he's a different Canelo, and a fight with Crawford, who has a style comparable to Floyd Jr., could help him prove it.
What was that like? I trained so hard, and now obviously I try to beat him because, if you beat him, you want to be the best in the world at 23.
What do you think was so impressive about him?
His experience, he's so smart. He have everything in a fighter, a complete fighter. He don't have power in the punches, but when you that kind of fighter, you don't need it.
You think that was the toughest fight you faced?
No.
What do you think?
I think it's one tough fights and difficult fights.
When Cooper brought up that point, Alvarez stated, "To show people I'm different now that I'm an experienced fighter. I always think that I just needed more years before the fight with Mayweather, but things happen, and I've learned a lot, so I don't blame myself. But certainly, it is a chance for me to demonstrate my current level of fighting ability." When you look at Floyd, for example, some boxers dismiss Floyd's efforts as fake and a money grab. What are your thoughts about that? Is that something you would do? Look, he is retired. He can do whatever he wants, correct, and I think I'll miss boxing a lot when I stop. And maybe I can do one or two. However, as the highly anticipated fight between Terence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez continues to elicit excitement and controversy in the boxing community, more boxing pros are sharing. Crawford, known for his versatility and technical prowess, wants to step up to weight classes to face the undisputed super middleweight champion. A remarkable jump that has split minds among boxing experts.
He was boxing well, and then he just stopped doing what he was doing earlier. I don't know. I can't call it.
Do you think Canelo slipped as a fighter?
No, I don't. I just think that, William was doing a good job neutralizing Canelo power punches. He was just moving a lot.
Do you think that's a style you have to employ in points of the fight?
I don't know, because if you watch the styles that beat him, they didn't move a lot. They moved a little bit, but not.
I'm a fan of that fight. They're too many weight classes apart. And although the skills, Crawford is one of the best fighters that I've seen. Now, Canelo is, fighting at 168. Crawford just moved up to 154, and he had some trouble with that in that fight. Now, where do you plan on going? 164, 65, 66?
Former heavyweight world champion Deontay Wilder is one of the big voices chiming in. In a recent interview with S News, Wilder voiced his concern about Crawford's significant weight gain from 147 to 168. That's simply too much, Wilder said. Although you can switch from southpaw to orthodox, when you're touching the heavier guys, it's a different feeling. It's like if you were a baby. I am not saying you can knock someone out or punish them, but I think it takes longer. The way blows are absorbed changes dramatically as weight rises. Crawford has taken a step closer to closing the weight gap since Wilder's comments, winning the World Boxing Association Super Welterweight title. Despite this success, he and Canelo Alvarez still have a 14-pound weight discrepancy, which might play a critical part in the fight's outcome. Canelo, known for his unwavering hitting power and stamina, has established himself as a dominant force in the super middleweight category. Despite two career defeats, both by decision, he has regularly displayed exceptional defense and resilience, cementing his place as one of boxing's most formidable adversaries. This clash promises to be a spectacular spectacle, but it also offers a significant test for Crawford.
Determined, got that killer instinct, and in this sport, that's what you need. You gotta have a killer instinct. If you don't, you're gonna get knocked out.
Canelo ain't gonna come down to 160.
Yeah,
Canelo ain't gonna come down, you know, maybe 166 max if he accepts.
Yeah.
I think Canelo wins that fight based on just the size, power and size. Now, skill-wise, I think Crawford's a better skill fighter, but the difference in size will be the deciding factor, and that's why I'm not even a fan of that fight. I think Crawford
to succeed, the Omaha native needs show exceptional flexibility and resilience against a fighter of Canelo's skill in a higher weight class, while Wilder's reservations regarding the weight disadvantage are justified. The attraction of this fight cannot be denied. This collision of styles and raw power puts two of boxing's finest talents against each other, and fans are looking forward to what may be one of the sport's most exciting spectacles. It's astonishing that Canelo Alvarez already has a fixed opponent for 2025, not for the May date, but for his second fight of the year, planned for September on the weekend of Mexico's Independence celebration in Las Vegas. Teddy Atlas, a legendary boxing trainer turned analyst, has spoken with Fight Hub TV about the potential megafight between the two stars, saying that he would find it difficult to face the American southpaw. Not many people want to or are willing to push themselves. Yes, Mr. Crawford does. I'm never going to fight that guy. He might get caught by old age, but I don't think a weight class would. It's a great challenge because Canelo is a wonderful fighter, bigger and stronger, and he can punch and time you, but just because you're smaller, Crawford will devise a plan that forces the opposing player to use his size. Speaking on Fight Hub TV, McIntyre praised the undefeated Crawford, who is likely to face Canelo in May or September. Crawford holds all of the necessary tools to win his third undisputed weight title.
Everything he had to accomplish from 140, 147, now 154, that's even greater for him. He wants to do something, collect belts at 154, he can attempt that. But there's no money in that compared to the Canelo fight. And Canelo just trying to fight other guys, and you know, at that point it's more of a big fight, you know, for the money that's gonna generate. But as a fight fan, I'm not really a fan of that matchmaking.
Any serious boxing fan knows Crawford can beat Canelo. You must know fighting to be able to say that, Bomap told Fight Hub. According to boxing source Ray Jackson, Canelo Alvarez will receive $150 million for his battle against Bud, a price that the Guadalajara native had previously stated at the end of 2024 if they wanted him to consider accepting the fight. Canelo Alvarez will get $150 million guaranteed for a fight with Crawford. Jackson wrote on X, if that payment is made, Saul Alvarez will return to the top of the highest paid boxers and sports in 2025, after dropping off the list the previous year. Saul Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford's possible showdown in September might be one of the most fascinating bouts of the past decade. The year 2025 began with a slew of exciting developments for all boxing fans, thanks to the large number of matches that could take place over these 12 months, which had been expected for several years. One of those fights is Canelo versus Crawford, one of the biggest and most anticipated boxing matches in recent history, which takes place on September 12th at Allegiant Stadium. The fight between Terence "Bud" Crawford and Saul Canelo Alvarez is begun, and Floyd Mayweather has commented. What are your thoughts on Floyd Mayweather calling the fight in favor of Terence Crawford? Please share your thoughts on all of these in the comment section. And that's all for now. Stay connected with us by subscribing to our YouTube page for the most up-to-date information on boxing news, events, and actions. Don't forget to switch on notifications to be informed when we post excellent material like this. Until next time, peace.